For more content like this, log on to GibboPresents.com.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm joined by Jaime Hype from Young Hawk, who on Saturday night defeated City Lock at Place of Death Part 3 in Wuppertal, Germany. Jaime, it was a hard-fought clash, but in the end, you emerged victorious with that very trophy that's next to you right now. I guess that more than makes up for all the time you spent traveling in the last few days.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think I spent more time on the plane than I did in Germany.
The clash was closely contested. In the end, what gave you the edge over City Lock? What do you think tipped things in your favour?
Well, I mean, honestly, it could have gone either way. You know, enough respect to the City Lock family. They definitely did a great job. They had a new MC, and he definitely, I could say, did his homework. He came with certain facts. Of course, some of it have to be fiction as well, but he did a good job with referring to old dances and little controversies that I've had in the past. Like I said, most of it's untrue, but it is what it is. These are what sounds are gonna try to use as ammunition whenever them clash young art. But nevertheless, I can say he did his homework. And, for a new MC on a sound, to come so strong, enough respect to him.
Had you done any homework on them?
Actually, they don't have too many audios out. I tell you the truth, I did. I heard one dance, and that's the only dance I had to refer to, actually. It was them and, no, not the one with Aishans, because the one with Aishans, I only heard Aishan's side. But they had a dance. I forgot who they were. Oh, a smaller sound. I just remembered. It was a smaller sound, and basically they ran over them. So that was the dance I used as a referral. So first round, I kind of popped off a lot of the songs I know they like to play in dub for dub. I just had that little strategy. But other than that, I didn't really. And I know that they like hip hop, which I didn't even try to go down the same lane with them, because in dance, to me, you don't make people dictate how you play your song. I knew we had all the hip hop, and I knew that was going to be, a problem when they play the hip hop round. So I left them to play it.
What mistakes, if any, do you think they made?
Well, they played back a lot of songs, which was really bad. And, sometimes it's a thin line. A lot of people like to say, oh, certain songs are counteractions when they actually aren't. Like a big one that was really blatant to me, he played over a couple songs that were exactly the same. I counted about 5. One of them, he played like an Anthony B. I played it earlier. It said fire upon a sound. His own said fire upon a clown. Come on, that's one word, So you try to say it was a counteraction. So these are some of the little mistakes, that he made over time. But other than that, I think they played very well. They actually know their crowd, because a lot of people don't understand. I've said it before in interviews. Everywhere you go in the world, you're going to have a different set of songs that bust the place. There's songs that I played that I didn't think were going to get the big forward, and that was the one that got the big forward. The songs that I expected to get the forwards for, I didn't. So, I played a lot of Buju out there, like on the Punani rhythm, and they get no forward there. None, not even a little bit. But I played like other songs and artists, and I got big, huge forwards for them. So, it's just adjustment.
So, do you think the knowledge you've gained on past trips to Europe benefited you at all in this clash or not?
Oh, definitely. Like, the funny thing, like I just mentioned, Anthony B., he's huge out there. So it was worth it. I through past knowledge, I knew that they like Anthony B, so I actually wiped off some Anthony B I had in the box. Like artists like Burro Bantan, I actually cut some Burro before the dance, because I know that Europe loves Burro. Another group that's huge out there that I realized, I'm doing homework for a lot of these sounds that's going to be clashing in Europe. May I give it a heads up? Ward 21, huge out there. And the funny thing, the three artists that I just mentioned do not really play so often in a New York clash. So just to tell you that I've done a little homework. A couple of artists I was looking for, they're lucky I wasn't able to get in contact with, because I had some more things up my sleeve, but I just wasn't able to get contact with the artists.
After having had some time to think about the clash and perhaps listen back to the audio, how would you grade your own performance? Are you happy with how you played?
I was fairly happy with how I played. I mean, there was one round, like I said, and I think to myself, I need to stop doing this because it caught me a couple times, and as well it caught me in the LP dance. I have a problem where sometimes when a sound gets so much forward in a round, and the round is so huge, sometimes I tend to just sit back and say, you know what, let me just give them that round because I don't think I'm going to win it anyway, and I'll sit back and I'll cruise. But sometimes it's kind of like a bait up thing too, because I think people as well, they like the comeback victory. So what I did when they had the hip hop round, it was so huge, the energy that they had off of it. The third round, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna be easy and make them think, So I played like really easy, and I just made them think that I ran out of songs. And then when they's like, yes, Young Hawk run out of song, I was like, yeah, you figure yo. And then I step back on the gas and run past them. So that's just another trick I usually use that I have up my sleeve. To all the sounds are there, because you see me slow down around. Don't think I'm over. Don't think it's over.
The clash took place in Germany, but not in a city where any of City Lock's members are based. Do you think you had to fight harder to get forward than they did, or were the crowds totally unbiased?
It was far from totally. If anyone heard the audio, at a couple points I got frustrated, and I tried to reason with a girl in the audience, because I could see it was like a little corner where a few people was, and this one girl just annoyed the hell out of me, because I'm the person like this. We're all there to play music, and if you hear a good song or you don't hear a good song, just be fair. Okay, if you don't even want to vote for me, then don't vote for anyone. But this chick, no matter what he played, she was there, and for I mean, first of all, I'm going to make a quick veer off of what I'm saying. I want to say condolences to the people in Africa and condolences to the people in France, because I'm sure you guys know what went on with the terrorist attacks. So sake of that, the terrorist attacks and the whole France thing, Europe was kind of a little bit on edge. So they really didn't get the crowd that they were expecting. I know a lot of people that was supposed to come, especially even sound guys, they weren't able to make it, or they didn't feel comfortable traveling on a day with so much terrorists. So that was part of it. And the fact that the crowd, like biasness, is not really a bad thing if it's a huge dance. But when the crowd is small and you have these biased people, it actually affects the vote. In a crowd of 500 and you have 20 people that are biased, that's not going to do anything. But if you're in a room with maybe 80 to 100 people or less, it will affect the thing. So it kind of was a little annoying. And there was another guy, before I even started playing, he's standing there going, boo, 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 which could rattle people. But I've been in too much catches. I'm as solid as a rock, and I use that against them. I use it to show that some of the people that he rode with, them heart dirty. So that's what I kind of use, because a lot of people have been on my team. They was like, yo, you need to stop cussing the crowd. I said, listen, I know what I'm doing, because it's a thin line. Sometimes you can use cursing the crowd to bring the awareness to the rest of the crowd that's clean-hearted, to let them know that these are the type of people they're rolling with. So let us, as clean-hearted people, vote fear and show them that their biasness is not going to work. So that's what I used against them on that one.
I'm guessing the terrorist attacks in Paris, which you just mentioned, took place right around the time when you were getting ready to fly out to Germany. Were you aware of the attacks before you boarded the plane? And if you were, did you think twice about making the trip?
No, I was actually aware of it when I landed. And I know France is like a driving distance probably, but it's not really Germany. So I would have still gone. I mean, I would have gone still, but I mean, in general, I didn't know about it until as soon as I landed. It was all over the television, and as well, the guys that picked me up were able to translate, and it was like, yeah, big terrorist attacks, and like I said, condolences to both France and Africa, because a lot of people are not real, pennying the fact that, of course, Africa got hit as well.
You were very gracious in victory. The first thing you did after being handed the trophy was congratulate your opponents. You also said that you thought City Lock could cause some problems in New York. Now, sometimes European sounds don't do too well in the Big Apple. What about City Lock makes you think that they will do well on your side of the Atlantic?
They actually had some nice rhythm selections. I mean, even apart from, like I said, with Europe, it is a little different. The party, they have like a more of a party vibe, but throughout the dance, I think City Lock showed that they had both sides of the spectrum covered. They had the hardcore rhythms as well. So actually some original rhythms that I don't hear Sounds in New York play, which can definitely be a benefit, sort of like how in Magash showed up with like Jerusalem. Certain rhythms you have in your box, if they were to present them properly in New York, I think they would definitely, cause some problems. And like I said, either way, win or lose, I like a fair clash, which this clash was pretty fair. Like I said, if you notice the votes in the rounds, we got some, they got some. It actually boiled down to literally one song. Like I said, with the exception of a handful of people that were like a little bit biased, for the most part, the whole dance was, pretty fair. And with anywhere you go, you're going to have, it's never going to be 1,000% fair. Any way you look at it, you're gonna have, if you're in a place, an area where one sound is able to transport fans, they're going to have this unbalance. But for the most part, the dance was balanced, and I love when a dance goes fair. Like I said, down to 1 point. If they were to win, I would have congratulated them the same exact way.
November the 27th, the Thanksgiving History Clash, King Addies versus Soul Supreme, takes place in New York. There are few people better qualified to weigh in on this than you. I need your expert opinion. How do you see this playing out? Who emerges victorious?
I give you a joke. Right before I called you, me and Andrew Digital was on the phone, and I don't want either team to be upset with me. But like I said, it's opinion. And hey, guess what? You could probably prove me wrong. I will be in the dance as well, cheering for both sounds, because I'm like that. I just listen for good songs. But it's a matter of course, Jakes has the experience, and he is an excellent MC. Don't get me wrong. But to me, over the years, I've noticed that Soul Supreme has gotten a fight. I think it's more of a matter of the people wondering if they have the street credibility. Like, meaning, all right, Soul Supreme comes from obviously a family that has successful businesses and build their box off of legitimate business money or whatever. Over the years, they know Addies as the gangster sound where find money by any means necessary. They got like the street credibility. So over the years, there've always been this imbalance between the people loving Addies as the real street gangster sound and people kind of hating on Soul Supreme for the fact that they were uptown kids that had, kind of that gold spoon. So me and Andrew Digital was talking, and he's saying that the older crowd is going to come out since it's an old rivalry, which gives kind of an advantage towards who plays better. But then I'm saying that Addies might have an edge because they have this fan base over the years that always love Addies. They were the loved sound of Brooklyn. People always love Addies, and they have certain anthems, and if they get to play the anthems, they're definitely going to shell the place. Soul Supreme now, like I said, 100% talent, and Jakes has the talks, and they have the songs as well. But the problem is, to me, they don't have those solid anthems that Addies have, and I think if that will be Addies' advantage. So my choice would be, it's going to be close, but I think Addies might have a little edge.
Your approach is no secret when it comes to clashing. Over the last couple of years, you've been the most active clash selector. How many forthcoming bookings do you have at the moment? Can you reveal any?
Well, honestly, what keeps happening is I'm getting dancers, and even like they keep pushing back dances. Like I had supposed to have a one-on-one dance earlier this year, with a sound from Brooklyn. I don't know if they were the Black Magic, and the date was put on from earlier this year. Then they pushed it back. The word on the street was that the owners didn't feel like the selectors were ready. So I don't know how true that is or not. So anyway, they pushed it back, but they waited to the last minute to book me for tell me about the dance, and I had a clash or something to that effect around the same time. So they pushed that dance back to next year. And then as well, I had a dance set for next week with us, Ready Rock, and DJ Doc for this Saturday coming out in Connecticut. And then they pushed back the date. So there's a lot of pushing this back and changing. I'm getting calls from all over. I've gotten calls from Antigua. I got calls from Grand Cayman. But it's just a matter of where, I don't know, it's the promoters that are having problems with either venues or so forth. But like I tell people all the time, I'm always ready. You can call me for a clash tomorrow. I'll be there and I'll be ready, because I live this. Like I tell people, this is not a hobby. This is how I pay my bills. I love music. I love dope play. If I'm either trying to scrape up some money to cut a song or two, or mixing down something that I already have, or try to get an idea, I'm always ready for war. So promoters, link me. Anybody.
Jaime, congratulations on yet another win, and thanks a lot.
No problem. Bless.
Gibbo presents